Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Matrixfx here, and today I'm going to be making the third part of the 4 video series which I have started in the channel. So if you haven't watched the part 1 and part 2, please do so that you'll be able to understand what I'll be explaining in this video. So with that aside, if you are enjoying the content, the videos so far, the playlist so far, please do well to like and subscribe. It will help the channel to grow. So without further delay, let's just hop into it, guys. I want the video to be quick. So if you have watched the part 1 where I explained what is here, now in the part 2 I explained the way the structure is supposed to look like with a line chart here. So I will be doing the part with candlesticks. That's to say we are going into the market to see how it plays out, and I will show you some trades I took with this strategy. So first of all, we are going to do the sweep technique, and the sweep technique this video will be all about the sweep technique. So the next video after this one will be about the fill technique. So let's go into it, guys. Now the sweep technique. So you can see a trade I took today with the sweep technique. So, and you can see it's going well so far, and I think I took more than one, but this particular one is just giving me joy. This is gold XAUUSD. So let's go into, obviously guys, I want to give you guys an example. So obviously I have cherry picked the examples that I'm giving you guys today. So let's start. I think we're starting from here. Yeah. So first of all, now if you notice on the higher time frame, this is an order block on the higher time frame. So I don't want to be going through time frames explaining that. I just want to explain the sweep technique. So obviously you can see that, just as we said in that video, you can see that the market high, pull back, then trade to our liquidity level, then we got this sharp rejection and break of structure. Now normally the problem here is that, if you notice, this is the fail technique. So the problem here is that, if you notice, the market didn't do it with such, like with an imbalance, something like this. You can see the gap with that kind of thing. So that's why. But what you need to understand here is that the market swept this high. Let me go to the lower time frame to see if we can get it clearly there. Okay, so that is actually the field technique. There is, the example will not be clear there, so let me use the one where the example will be clear. Now this is a very good example. Now for those of us that are coming from the SMC background, this simply is chalk. So as you can see, this is a rejection block right here. Rejection block. The market traded to it the next day after the day following that. So the next day the market traded to it, and as the market was trading, you can see what happened here, just as we talked about in the part 2 of the video when we were explaining the sweep. The market traded high, pulled back, broke structure into our liquidity level or our liquidity pool, into that. So immediately the market trades into that, the market broke structure immediately. You can see that the move was very, very sharp, was very intense. Then the market pulled back. So like I said in the part 2 of this series, you will immediately you get this break of structure right here, you fib it. So where's my fib tool? So you fib. So when fibbing, when using the fib tool, I use from the body of the candles. So I don't use the wick because there are less price action there, so I use the body. So as you can see, this is the 50% level. Let me mark that out for you guys. 50% level. So that's, now you know that this is the 50% level. We have used the fib to quantify it, and we can see this is the 50% level, so we can just remove the fib. So now, seeing the 50% level, what we look for next is we look for a fair value gap above that, since we want to sell as premium. So you can see it right here. You can see the fair value gap. So now from that fair value gap, some of you might ask me, why did I enter from this particular level? So the reason is because, so the reason is because of this candle right here. These candles, you can see the rejection. So these are all rejection blocks. These are like more confluence to why I took the trade as at that level. So, and you can see this is also a breaker. So that was why I took the trade at that level. So you can see, obviously you just set your level. But if you, let's say you don't have the idea, you haven't gone to, should I say, you haven't experienced it to this level, you can simply just take the trade from here. As you can see, your stop loss will be right there. It will be an 11 pip stop loss, and I was actually targeting this point because this doesn't look normal. So I believe that the market will trade back to that to fill that in. So, and as you can see, obviously the market did. If you were targeting the Asian low, also it's the same thing. The market took the Asian low the next day. So like I said in that, I like closing my trade at 6 p.m. EST, which is New York time, which is just around this point. So that was why you notice that I closed around that point, around, yeah, it was 1:4 RR something. Yeah, I closed around, just around this point. So after closing in a few minutes later, I noticed that the market just went into a consolidation, and I knew that, well, I was lucky with that trade. So, but let's say you didn't close, then you held for the Asian low, so that still hit your TP the next day during the London session. If you were going for the PDRA below, as you can see, 1:5. So it depends on your patience level. I am not that kind of person that have so much patience that can hold trade for too long. It's not that I don't swing trade, but if I swing trade, I will make sure that at least 80% of my position are already out of that trade before swinging it. So as you can see, the market has done it clearly here. So let's move on to the next day. Now on the next day, you notice that immediately the London open, the market traded down into a PDRA, which is a liquidity level right there. So this is the liquidity level, this blue line. So the market traded into it. Now let's go into the lower time frame for me to explain that for you guys. Sorry. Now 21 minutes. Yeah, so like I said, it's an order block. So as you can see, the market traded through it, swept the liquidity. As you can see, the market was coming down gradually. The market was coming down, pulling back normal. Then we broke the structure. You can see the very aggressive move. We broke the structure. So immediately we broke the structure, what is the next thing we do? We just flip the leg that broke structure. So where is our fib to? Let me be using fib for you guys. So we flip the leg. Immediately we flip it. This is our 50% level. We just annotate that 50%. Remove, take out our fib just for the chart to be clear. So I think 50%. So then we look for the fair value gap below the 50%. As you can see, obviously this is the very obvious fair value gap. So it's this one, and that's the only one. But just to be safe, I had to keep my stop loss just below the structure, like I was following my trading plan. But I know that if I kept it here, it wasn't that bad because there's an order block, so there's enough rejection for price to keep on going higher. But just to be on the safe side, I just kept my stop loss below that level. So the reason I chose this particular spot for my entry, you can see this block, this breaker block right here. So those of us that used to trade SMC, that knows about the breaker block, they will simply just take the trade like this. Some of them might just take it like this, and you see how massive the move will be. It's 27 hours, so I know how crazy it can look. So I was an SMC trader, so I know the crazy things we do there. So you can see it's a 2 pip stop loss. But this particular kind of trading method, it increases your, should I say, your profitability. You'll be noticing that you'll be getting more profits than losses, because when I was trading SMC, there sometimes I would just be wanting to make my stop loss really tight and it will cost me that trade. Meanwhile, I was right about the direction and everything. So the reason it's good just to follow the trading plan. So had it been the market traded down, let's say I now want to do like sniper and all this shit, so I now keep my stop loss here and the market traded down to now tap this other block right here, you notice that it would have been a losing trade and the market continue going high, and I would just be sad, asking if it was my village people that did that to me or what, not knowing that I did it to myself. So just to be on the safe side, 1:5 RR is not bad. It depends on the kind of account you have. So as you can see, we took out the Asian high for that day. So you can just target the Asian high, and you can see it would have given you a 1:3 also, but targeting that 50% level right there, depending on where your bias is, you can hold for longer. Though I just took out my last part of the position here, because when we started this retracement, I was like, okay, maybe the New York Open retracement has started and I don't want to be in the market to reduce my profit, so that's why I left all this profit to run. So I think that's enough. So this is a trade I took today, and so far so good, it's going well. So let me just give you one more example for us to end this trade. Okay, this is another trade I took on gold, and so far so good. I think we are testing, well, we'll soon be testing the midline, Asian midline. Let me annotate that. Yeah, Asian midline. So I will know when I get there. Maybe I will take out some things. So the same thing happened here, guys. Same thing happened here. Excuse me. Same thing happened here. So you can see that the market tapped into our fair value gap right here. So this is two things. This is the sweep. This is the field high. So actually this is the field technique. Let me look for where. Sorry, on that level, I think I have deleted the lines when I was preparing for this video. So there's a PD array around that level. So as you can see, obviously the market trades down, sweeps that liquidity. You can see the last swing low here, right here, last swing high, sorry, the market broke it, then retest before going up higher. So that was the plan of the whole, that immediately the market broke the structure right here. All you have to do is to just flip from this level to this level for me. But since one more thing, let me just throw that in here. So, sorry about that, guys. I remember that I didn't take the trades the right place. So actually I missed the sweep technique move. I had to use the field technique. So in the sweep technique, you can clearly see that the market was coming down, doing what it was doing, creating this short-term low. You can see this swing, then came back, broke the swing. Now for those of you who don't know what a swing is, it's just a lower candle to the, a swing high is a lower candle to the left, a lower candle to the right, and this is the swing high, the one with the highest. So the same thing with the swing low, lower candle to the left, a lower candle to the right, with this being the new swing low. So immediately the market did that. So you can see that this is a valid swing low right there. So that's a valid swing low. So immediately the market broke that structure. The next thing that we are supposed to do is, immediately market broke the structure right here. The next thing we're supposed to do is just to fib that leg. So you can see fibbing the leg. This is the fair value gap. For those of you who can use the seconds chart, you will see that the fair value gap is below the 50%, but just to be quick, so you can see that the 50%, and if I was available to enter that trade, I would have been entering the trade from just around this level, just around right here, just around this level. I set my TP where the other TP is. Is that, you can see, targeting the Asian midline would have been more than 3 symmetric price swings, which is like 1:11. So if I'm to target the same place I'm targeting now, to be 1:13. But unfortunately I didn't catch the move early, Fortunately, I didn't catch the move early, so that's that. I can't come and kill myself though. I had to use the next entry, which is this one, and so far the trade is running great, guys. So that will be all for this video. See you all in the next video. I didn't want to make the videos too long, because if I was to talk about this, I can use a whole 4 hours video to explain this for you guys. So without wasting much of your time, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.